Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. NATO sent troops into Ukraine, but hey, they're not going to fight. They're just over there just to train. They're just helping and just training up, down, go around here and so on. No, they're not involved. Well, the Estonian prime minister with her husband and had some business dealings with the Russians. She comes and says, well, there's troops over there. NATO troops, yeah, we sent troops over there to train the Ukrainians. All right, let's see. I got two articles, one from the Russians, one from the Ukrainians, but they basically say the same thing. Russia, 20th of May, Russia Day, 2024. NATO countries already training troops in Ukraine, Estonian Prime Minister says. This will not lead to an escalation between the US-led military bloc and Russia, Kaja Kallas has insisted. That's not... Yes, it will. That's what you think. But from outside or from the other side, looks, yeah, it will. There's not, just a few pumps over there, there's not going to create any problems. Oh, yes, it will. Guarantee. Guaranteed. I'm just going to come and, build 3 houses on your property. Just 3. There's not going to cause any problems between us. And I'm like, okay, chick, come over. Step on my property. Hello, trespassing. No, you should not bother. I read an article earlier. The Jewish defense minister of Great Britain, Grant Shapps, he said that we don't want to be at war with Russia. Of course you don't. You just want to kick Russia in the balls as much as you can, but Russia should not hit you. We don't want to be at war with Russia. Of course you don't, because they're going to fuck you up. That's why. That's the mark of the strong. I want to be able to hit you, but you cannot hit me because I identify as a non-warring country against you. So you cannot do that. Oh, you identify as a warring country? You want to attack me? Bad dude. And I'm not giving you the right to identify as a warring country. All right? Because I am better. I'm sick of this idiocracy. Military personnel from some NATO member states are already training Ukrainian soldiers. Do you think they're just training them somewhere in Lviv, in the Polish side of Ukraine? Soldiers inside the country. Estonian Prime Minister Kaja Kallas has said, this will not lead to a direct confrontation with Russia because the personnel are doing it at their own risk. She insisted in an interview with Financial Times on Monday. Small steps, mountain slope model, foot in the door, boiling a frog. It's so many examples, so many. She thinks we're all baboons, basically. Let's get it right. Yeah, and then they will say, "Oh, our men were killed over there. We're not doing anything. We're just good people, just helping." Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman, now that's a smart woman, Maria Zakharova, responded by urging the Estonian leader to inform the public about the less savory aspects of these missions. And I'm quoting, some nations are already getting their trainers back, but they keep mum about that. I hope brave Kaya will give the details. She wrote on social media. So they are bringing back their courageous trainers. There are some trainers, but I guarantee you there are some fighters as well, and some commanders who direct and command whatever operations. Kallas is one of the most outspoken supporters of Kiev's war against Russia. And remember, Estonia is about 1.2 million people. Borders Russia. Russia has 20% of a population is Russian. She's asking for a punch in her boobs, I guess. Not a punch, let's say a flick on the nipples. That's all she's going to get. And it's going to be like, ooh. I don't think she has any. Let me show you. I have a picture. She might have some. Let me see. Right there. This is not ugly, but anyway. Let's veer towards more important aspects of this video. Her claim that the deployment of NATO instructors to Ukraine would not result in a direct confrontation with Russia was based on the fact that these military personnel are not covered by the alliance's Article 5 mutual protection clause. Yeah. NATO said, you guys can send it per your country. So if Romania sends over there and these guys blow up those guys, it's Romania, it's not NATO. So do it on your own, not under our umbrella. Again, small steps. And Romania, if you're going to send any trainers over there with its vast war experience in the past, I don't know, 80 years, they will train those guys. And then they say, well, we're going to train, you know, when the Russians say, we're going to hit you, bing, over your snot, what are you going to do? That's exactly what they're going to do. Exactly like that. I saw them before. You saw one right here, actually. I'm quoting. I'm quoting. I can't possibly imagine that if somebody is hurt there, then those who have sent their people will say, it's Article 5, let's bomb Russia, end quote. No, end quote. It is not how it works. It's not automatic, she explained in an interview with Financial Times. And I'm quoting, if you send your people to help Ukrainians, you know the country is at war and you go to a risk zone. So you take the risk, she added. You don't have the Ukrainians, you have the interests who are behind all this garbage. NATO has been training some Ukrainian soldiers on the territory of member states, including the UK, Germany and Poland, teaching them how to use Western-donated weapons. Doing the same thing on Ukrainian soil would be quicker and simpler from a logistic point of view, according to proponents of the strategy. All right, she wants that, pop, poop, poop, poop. Let's go to the next article. Oh, there she is. Weird dress, but whatever. This is Ukrainska Pravda. Estonian Prime Minister reveals some countries are already training military in Ukraine. Monday the 20th, 2022, May. Okay, she said some countries have already sent their instructors to Ukraine to train Ukrainian military personnel. And as saying, these countries are training soldiers on the ground already, and they are doing so at their own risk. In Estonia, according Prime Minister, sending instructors to Ukraine requires approval from Parliament. Okay, it is an open public debate, but I think we shouldn't rule out anything right now. Yeah, send them over there and it's gonna be... And I'm quoting, Russia's propaganda is all about being at war with NATO. Yes, that's correct. It's not propaganda, just look at the facts. So they don't need an excuse. Whatever we do on our side, if they want to attack, they will attack. Callas believes. Exactly, she just believes. She doesn't think, she believes. You know, when we say, I believe the pigs can fly. All right, Emil, you use something that's not called brain, something else. So again, she believes that we're not at war. As I said again, let's say you have a rapist and a poor victim. How do you think the victim will consider that encounter? We'll call it as it is, you know, a rape. What do you think the guy is gonna, I don't know, name it? He's gonna label it. Probably he's gonna say, yeah, that's, but it's gonna be, well, maybe I provide some services. Maybe, you know, I'm gonna have some fun. From his brain, that's how he sees it. But from outside, you realize that guy or that person violates the other person's body's autonomy or whatever. So again, I don't really care how you consider it at this point. The time to talk ended before February 24, 2022. The Russians tried, these guys just started, man, we need some profits, we're dying and we can't compete with you, so let's go. And the Russians said, okay, we'll do it. And the Russians matched these guys' escalation. They said, well, the escalation of the attack of Ukraine was enough. Well, was it? Was it an offensive? I mean, it wasn't offensive, but it was just out of nothing. It was unprovoked. I don't think it was unprovoked whatsoever. Again, the facts are over there. The Ukrainian military were killing its own people in East Ukraine. Right? Oh, they were separatists. Why were they separatists? Oh, yeah, why? Because someone overthrew the legitimate democratic government of Viktor Yanukovych in 2014. Who were those? And immediately the traitors, because that's how you call it. If you overthrow a legitimate government, moreover, democratically elected, as Ukraine had, corrupt as it was, like any other country, right? Now, you obviously, when you do that, how are you called? You're a traitor. I mean, you're in the wrong, aren't you? but you're supported by the right people who immediately recognize you as the legitimate government for a little time until you organize the elections. What should people in the country do? Just watch it? Well, here, yeah, because these guys are too busy with their beer, drugs, and garbage football games. Too comfortable in their little, baboonish lives. Yeah, I have to say it. That's all they need. I remember, and I'm going to use a Jewish, I don't even know if he was a scientist, but anyway, let's put him, Albert Einstein. Why did I say that? Well, read a little bit and going to find out he was a library guy. But anyway, smart. He said, well, 99.9% of the human population needs only the backbone. The brain is an extension that they don't use. Look around your lives and see around people and see how much they need and how much they think. I mean, some people have pain, literally pain when they have to think about it. And they are voting. That's even worse. So again, when someone does that to your, democratic system, what do? And you find out it was those guys that immediately recognized the overthrowers. And then you say, oh, it was not a reaction. And then they send troops to those guys over there. Please. Wow. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Kaya. You can say whatever you want, but the Russians can just smack your nipples. Not smack. How do you go? Flick your nipples? Nipple. It's one enough. Anyway, if they find it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.